Hello and welcome back to the Squirrelhead YouTube channel, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to review all of the games in Euro 2016 round of 16 up until the England and Iceland match, as it hasn't been played yet. So I'm going to review them all right now, obviously because we've had some pretty good games, some pretty dire games, and I want to match up what my predictions were like to the actual results to see if I was anywhere near. Now, kicking it off with Poland versus Switzerland. I predicted a 2-0 win to Poland, and while Poland did win during the game, it looked like Switzerland actually should have had the better of it, really, and they probably deserved, on the run of the game alone, they'd probably deserved to have gone through. But when it comes down to penalties, it is down to sheer luck, and Poland made it through. So well done to Poland. Unfortunate for Switzerland, but this is the nature of tournament football. It is cruel and it is kind, sometimes not in the right ways. But there we have it. For the Wales versus Northern Ireland match, I actually predicted a 2-1 win for Wales, and it actually turned out to be a 1-goal margin, but just the 1 goal, and it was very unfortunate for Northern Ireland. It was an own goal. Gareth Bale whips in a low-driven cross right in front of goal. If the defender doesn't try and go for it and try and clear it out, there was going to be someone behind anyway that was going to tap it in. There was really nothing else that he could have done, in my opinion. They were in no man's land when you whip a ball in like that, of that quality. And to be fair, I don't think Wales had really been that I don't think Wales had shown that much quality during the game, but it's these little bits that clinch it for teams in these games, especially in knockout games and stuff like that, where you've got to try and score goals, or you're going to penalties, or at least extra time and penalties. And it was unfortunate. It really was unfortunate for Northern Ireland. They fought well. They kept Wales out as best as they could, but the own goal settles it and Wales go through. Moving on to Croatia versus Portugal. Based on the previous matches, I thought it was going to be a 2-2 draw and it was going to go all the way to penalties. But what in actual fact happened, it was quite a drab affair, and it went all the way. And I actually thought Croatia should have nicked it, really, with the amount of chances and good chances that they had. I thought they should have nicked it, but instead they had it stole from them with a moment of genius from Nani, and it finished 1-0 to Portugal. Moving on to Sunday, we've got France versus Ireland. Ireland come straight out the blocks, cause a bit of trouble in the box. Pogba, don't know what Pogba was trying to do, tangling his legs up. Yes, he had his hands up here, and he was just like, whoa, I didn't touch him. But he's like, mate, you've got legs as well, and your legs were tangled up in him. Stop. Don't protest, because it wasn't going to work. Gives away a penalty. Ireland, they slot it away, hit the post on the way in as well. That could have been disastrous if that had gone the other way, but it hit the post. Looks like a beautiful penalty, and they carry it all the way right up until half-time. Ireland are 1-0 up. Now, I predicted this game to finish 3-1 to France, and it ends up finishing 2-1 to France because Griezmann comes out in the second half like a man on fire, scores 2 goals within 4 minutes, I believe, and that settles the tie. Now, Ireland didn't do themselves any favours with a sending off in the second half, but it was a sending off that was needed. Otherwise, it probably would have finished 3-1, and my prediction would have been spot on. It's just how it is sometimes. Ireland fought and fought and fought, but it just wasn't enough against the quality of France. And I'm not saying France didn't look very good. They didn't look very good. Griezmann looked very, very good. But they were a bit shaky, and they were quite shaky at the back as well. And that could be something that they come up against, whoever they're going to come up against in the quarterfinals. But France go through, Ireland unfortunately going home. Moving on to Germany versus Slovakia. I actually predicted that this would be a 2-0 Germany win, but Germany actually come out and beat Slovakia 3-0 and make England look like a complete bunch of amateurs because they broke down Slovakia in an expert manner. Slovakia had no answer for what Germany were doing. Germany weren't like, they weren't blitzing them, but they were in control, and they were just dissecting parts of Slovakia however they wanted to, taking their time, patience, an absolute screamer of a goal from Jerome Boateng. What a goal that was. And the other goals there as well from Mario Gomez and Julian Draxler. It just settled the tie, finished the tie off, done. Germany going through, Slovakia unfortunately going home. And now the game of the tournament, or at least the score of the tournament, and I completely messed up this prediction, well and truly. I think I predicted this to go 0-0 and go all the way to penalties, and Belgium were going to nick it in the penalties, but by God, and don't get me wrong, for 70 minutes this was only 1-0, I believe. I think it was about 70 minutes or something like that. It was 1-0, an early goal, but Jesus Christ, they turned it on when they needed to. 70 minutes turns, they make a change. Batshuayi, who I haven't even mentioned in previous videos because I forgot that Batshuayi existed, apart from in transfer talk, comes off, first touch is a goal. First touch is a goal. Unbelievable. Eden Hazard looks like he's had an electric pylon shoved up his arse, and he's completely woken up in this game, because after this, he was just on fire. He was everywhere. Hungary didn't know what to do with him. Now, Hungary aren't the best quality side, and that could be something that tells when it comes to the later times in the tournament and they come up against better sides. But Hazard's done this in the Premier League. He's torn apart the best sides in the Premier League 2 years ago when he won Player of the Season, and they went on to be a title-winning side. He's done this before. He can do it against the top sides. It's whether he wants to, and Jesus Christ, it looks like he wants to. He was unbelievable. Belgium walk out 4-0 winners. Hungary just folded, unfortunately, and they just didn't have enough to cope with the talent of Belgium. Belgium look like they are one of the teams to beat, and people are going to fear coming up against them, and rightly so. Now, looking at the first game of Monday this afternoon, obviously just played, it's actually just finished about 15 minutes ago, was Italy versus Spain. Now, Italy versus Spain, I thought it was going to be 1-0 Italy. I didn't think that Spain were going to be able to have the quality moving forward, like having a striker to contend with their defence and goalkeeper, the likes of Chiellini and obviously Buffon in goal. This is what I was saying, the Ireland game that they had, obviously, but doesn't look like it was a fluke for Ireland, but it wasn't a game that Italy needed to take greatly seriously because they were going to be through anyway, and that turned out to be right. Now, obviously, they scored one more goal than I predicted, but I still predicted the win for Italy, and I just thought that Italy had a bit more going forward. Credit to Italy, because they have one of the most ridiculous defences in this tournament, and they can go forward and they can score goals. Now, don't get me wrong, they're not blasting teams away like Belgium did, but whereas Belgium blasted Hungary away 4-0, Italy have just beaten the defending champions, Spain, 2-0, and they've done it in pretty good style as well. Spain could not break down Italy, and you could tell that they were getting frustrated in their play. And Italy took advantage of that. They were patient in their build-up, they were patient moving forward. Credit to Italy, and I honestly do have Italy as outsiders to win this tournament, except they're not necessarily looking like outsiders right now. They're actually looking like they play better as a unit than France do, and that should be something in the later stage of the competition, depending on who goes where. Who knows? But Italy have really impressed me. Conte's got them playing a very good brand of football, both attacking, midfield and defence. You can't argue against it. Unfortunately, Spain go home empty-handed, but in my opinion, they should have brought a couple more strikers, some more people that would have maybe a bit more experience. People might laugh at me suggesting Fernando Torres, but he's got experience. He's got a great deal of experience. He's come into some quite good form since he's been at Atletico. Why not give him a shout? I don't know. But it's over for Spain anyway, and Italy move forward into the quarterfinals. And that's all I've got so far. Obviously, that's as far as I can go, because we've still got England versus Iceland to come. Anyway, those are my thoughts for now. That's my review of my predictions so far. I will be doing a full England-Iceland recap video once that game's being played, and that'll probably be out maybe tomorrow night, something like that as well. But if you've enjoyed this video so far, please give it a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll catch you later.